Hey guys, it has been a while since the last What's Unique About This Unique video. A lot of things have changed in Excavation League, and while playing I picked up some older unique items that never looked too viable before, but because of all of the changes they suddenly look a bit more interesting. So this is going to be what's unique about these uniques, and I picked 6 unique items to talk about. 4 of them look very viable and 2 only interesting, maybe to spark your imagination and to encourage looking at older uniques to solve certain problems with the build. By the way, these unique items were not changed directly, but rather indirectly became more interesting. So, first item, Broken Fate Unique Shield. Bad block chance and no life. However, what changed is Consecrated Ground. Enemies standing in your Consecrated Ground used to receive an additional 100% increased critical strike chance against them. This is no longer the case, which makes losing Consecrated Ground effect less impactful for critical builds. Broken Fate Shield replaces Consecrated Ground with Profane Ground. Enemies standing on Profane Ground lose 10% all resistances and receive additional 1% critical strike chance against them, which scales with your critical strike chance modifiers. For reference, all Bottled Fate Flask used to give 1 to 2% base critical strike chance against enemies on Consecrated Ground, and it always costed multiple exals. The shield is less than a hair's, can boost your base critical strike chance and give 30% of physical damage as extra hair's damage, while you have no energy shield, which can be easily achieved with Agnostic Keystone or small degen like Blood Rage. Just keep in mind, if you are going to use this shield, you will lose any conditions that would work with a normal Consecrated Ground, like Inquisitor Sanctuary Node would lose damage against enemies, Pious Path would lose energy shield regen. Zelda Aura is pretty easy way of creating Consecrated Grounds. Transitioning into next item which could work together with Broken Fate Shield are Kalisa's Grace Gloves. If you are going agnostic build with Broken Fate Shield, then you will be building big mana pool and spending a lot of mana really quickly. So these gloves would give you plus 2% base critical strike chance for 2 seconds after spending 800 total mana. Because of changes to support gem increasing the mana multiplier, these gloves may be more viable because it is just easier to spend 800 mana every 2 seconds. But these gloves most likely would be used by builds that cannot get easy access to critical strike chance or may need extra critical to proc elemental overload more reliably, for example. Normally gloves would be pretty powerful slot for certain mana stacking builds, so these may require a bit more niche build, which is my forte. Next item, Death Rush. What's changed about this ring is base Amisted ring, Hair's resistance got buffed, and we can no longer get onslaught on kill jewels. So this ring has more Hair's resistance than before, up to 43% Hair's resistance, some armor, some life, physical attack leech, onslaught on kill, and pretty big amount of flat accuracy. With physical and Hair's catalyst you can boost Hair's resistance to 51%. I would say this is a great cheap option for attack builds until you can get more expensive items to fill those gaps, or maybe this could be kept as an endgame item for your build. Before moving on to the next item, I should mention that I am always working on some weird build ideas, and since the start of this league I have only lost subscribers. I assume a lot of people are quitting Path of Exile, so to make me feel better I think you should subscribe. Rumor has it that an Exalt drops each time someone subscribes on this channel. The Exalt is for me. Next, very interesting item. You know how flash changes and passive changes made it harder to deal with elemental ailments? Leper's Alms shield basically removes elemental ailments. And to be honest, I haven't really tested if it works the way I'm about to explain, but following PvE logic it should. Shared Suffering node says, all damage from hits will cause elemental ailments you are suffering, and elemental ailments you inflict are removed from you. For example, if you get shocked and you hit enemies with any damage, you will remove shock from yourself and apply it to enemies. This sounds incredibly strong defensively, but you probably want to make sure you have some rapid hitting skills or some procs that hit enemies when you take damage or block. In addition, this shield increases duration of ailments on enemies by 40%, which can work very well for ignites, poison builds. Even shock and freeze builds can benefit from that because the way ailment duration scales ailment strength. This feels like very overlooked shield since it also grants decent amount of life, evasion, energy shield and has up to 30% block. Now onto final 2 less viable items. Immortal Flesh belt gives a lot of flat life, but also flat life and mana regeneration. If you take couple nodes that increases mana regeneration, then this belt may provide you with just enough mana regeneration until you can solve it with better items. The only drawback is that this belt lowers your elemental resistances by -25 to -15, but it gives some physical mitigation against small hits. However, these days there are no small hits. All hits from enemies are big. If you use Life and Mana Catalyst, then this belt can provide you with up to 168 maximum life, 90 life regen and 12 mana regen. Next item, which could be a lot more viable if it had better numbers, is has Mana's Bloodlust. Get it? Has mana because it recharges life, so it has no mana issues. This axe only has 461 physical DPS at 30% quality. However, it grants you physical attack leech and your skills cost life instead of mana. So can I has mana? Okay, I'm done with the pun. After support gem's nerf, all skills now cost more mana and it can be annoying trying to solve your mana problems, so until then, maybe you could use this axe and you won't need life tap support, which isn't the best damage support, and it has 300% mana multiplier. So with this axe you won't need to worry about mana cost and you won't lose as much life using skills and you will leech more. So these are the items. I am personally very interested in Broken Fate, maybe some mana build, and Leper's Alms removing ailments from you. I may do some build soon using some of these. If you notice some sleeper unique item, let us know in the comments below. I may do another what's unique about these unique videos sooner than later and talk about some interesting sleeper unique items. For now, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.